Preparing for the Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam? Let's break down a proven method for scenario questions. First, understand the exam structure. The official guide outlines 5 content domains, with agentic architecture being the largest at 27%. Use these weights to guide your study time. The exam presents 4 scenarios chosen randomly from a published set of 6, so you must prepare for all of them. You won't know which 4 you'll face on exam day. For each scenario, focus on its primary domains and what architectural trade-offs it's designed to test. From customer support to code generation, to consistently find the right answer, use this 5-step method. Start by underlining the required outcome. Is the goal compliance, efficiency, or recoverability? Second, find the binding constraint. This is the non-negotiable rule in the prompt, often signaled by words like must, first, or without interaction. These 2 steps are crucial because they define the actual problem you need to solve. Misinterpreting the outcome or ignoring a constraint is the most common reason for choosing a plausible but incorrect distractor. With the problem defined, move to the solution. Step 3 is to name the specific failure mode. Is it a bad tool choice, stale context, or an invalid output? Step 4, choose the least complex option that solves that specific failure. A better prompt might be a more direct fix than adding a new routing layer. Finally, for step 5, test every distractor. Actively state why each of the other options fails to satisfy the binding constraint you identified earlier. Let's apply this to a Domain 1 example. A support agent sometimes calls the refund tool before customer identity is verified, which has financial consequences. The required outcome is a guaranteed sequence. The binding constraint is that verification must happen first. Naming the failure, it's a procedural error. While a better prompt might help, it doesn't guarantee compliance. The least complex, correct fix is a programmatic prerequisite that blocks the refund tool until verification succeeds. This directly enforces the binding constraint. Answering questions correctly is one thing. Learning from your mistakes is another. Use a 4-stage study loop. First, diagnose your weaknesses with a mixed set of practice questions. Don't use notes. When you miss one, don't just look at the answer. Log the miss, noting the domain, scenario, and the constraint you overlooked. Second, repair the gap. Go back to the official guide's task statement for that topic and build a small artifact that proves you understand it, like a structured error object or a tool description. The third stage of the loop is to explain. For every option in the question you missed, articulate exactly why it fits or fails the constraint. This moves you beyond simple recognition to true comprehension. Finally, retest after a delay. Use a new set of mixed questions to see if the repair holds up under pressure in a different scenario. Your goal isn't a magic percentage on a practice test. It's reaching a state where you can consistently apply the right architectural judgment without repeating failure patterns. You now have a powerful framework for tackling CCAR-F scenario questions. It's not about memorization, it's about architectural judgment. Apply the 5-step method to deconstruct questions and use the diagnose and repair loop to turn every mistake into a learning opportunity. For more worked examples, free practice questions, and the full guide, click the link to read the article on Open Exam Prep. You have the method. Now it's time to practice.